Good evening, everyone. I would like to call a motion and a second to call the meeting of the Connecticut Board of Education to order. Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for our servicemen and women? Thank you. I'm going to do the roll call today. Ms. Sarah Parisi, trustee. Ms. T. Lorenzo, trustee.
Present.
Dr. Senamar, superintendent.
Present.
Ms. Iannatelli, vice president.
Present.
And Mr. Hauser, assistant superintendent of business and operations.
Present.
And myself, Marisol Mallon, president. So first I would like to thank everybody that was available at last minute. We are meeting today to discuss a tax resolution for surviving spouses of police officers killed in the line of duty. And I'm going to ask Mr. Hauser to have a brief discussion about it, and then if anybody has any questions. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. I handed a document that says new property tax exemptions on the top. And then the other one you should have is a memorandum from Guercio and Guercio. So tonight, there are 4 new property tax exemptions, and I'm going to use the word new loosely because some of these are actually amendments or extensions to existing tax exemptions. But the 4 of them are, and Marisol, you alluded to the first one, surviving spouses of police officers killed in the line of duty, surviving spouses of volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers killed in the line of duty, expanded exemptions for senior citizens, not low-income individuals, just senior citizens. And the last one is veterans who are considered to be permanently and totally disabled as a result of military service. I believe as we go through each one of these quickly, we're only going to be evaluating tonight the top one, surviving spouses of police officers killed in the line of duty, because the second one that relates to firefighters and ambulance workers actually requires a public hearing. The third one, expanded exemptions for senior citizens. In my opinion, it's a lot more detailed, and I believe we may decide that it requires some more information to be provided by the town before we can actually evaluate the exemption. And then the last one for the veterans, that one does not require any action on behalf of the board. As Guercio told us in their memorandum, this exemption is automatically applied to school districts for all those who are eligible. School districts do not have an option to opt in or out of this exemption.
For the veterans.
For the veterans, just for the veterans, yep. So why don't we go to the next page here, and what I did on this colored blue presentation is I did my best to try to summarize the memorandum from Guercio just into a few bullets for each of these real property tax exemptions. So if we look at the second page here, which is the surviving spouses of police officers killed in the line of duty, all right, this all relates to the New York State real property tax law. This is where it's coming from, which has been amended to authorize local legislative bodies, the county, the town, and also school districts to adopt a resolution to provide a property tax exemption up to 50% of what I believe is the assessed value, not 50% of the school tax, but actually of the assessed value on this surviving spouse's home for spouses of police officers killed in the line of duty. All right, this particular tax exemption shall apply to the taxable status dates occurring on or after, oops, I missed July I'm sorry, January 1, 2006, 26 is what that should say. And that's important because as we look at this exemption, all right, everyone in the community, for the most part, who owns a residence or even a commercial piece of property has already received their 2025-26 tax bill. So by the board voting tonight, if the board does so, it will affect the 2026-27 tax bill for anyone who's affected by this. All right, they're not going to go back and retroactive. Correct. Yep. All right. And the third bullet there is, in order to be eligible for a tax exemption, the surviving spouse must be of a police officer killed in the line of duty. The next bullet, I put that in parentheses, police officers, because it's all encompassing. It could be a park ranger, could be a sheriff, could be New York City police officer, could be MTA police, so anything that falls under police. There's a lot of different definitions of that. All right, and then the last bullet here is last week the town of Islip adopted a 50% real property tax exemption on this particular one. Okay, do we want to talk about these one by one? Do we want to go through this?
Well, I think we're only voting on this one.
Okay.
Well, let's just discuss the one we're voting on today, and then we could discuss the other ones at a subsequent meeting.
Okay. So let me know if what questions you might have about this, and I'll do my best to try to answer. We have very, very limited information.
One question I have is, depending on however we vote, is this something, say we vote to pass this, do we have to vote every single year on this, or is it once it's in, it's in?
It's in, unless,
Okay.
as you see in
This
the others,
change or
they've
something.
expanded or amended
Right.
them. Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah?
So my question is, okay, we got this from Gercio and Gercio today. This is March 2nd. And we're doing this now. Why are we doing an emergency meeting for this? What is the,
The deadline to adopt this is today.
why? Why are we getting?
Because
my-
the town said it was today.
We didn't know before this because this seems.
We being the district Connecticut did
Yeah.
not know.
Until today.
Correct.
So I'm assuming all over Long Island, they're having emergency meetings? Or
I
is this
I
just
believe
town of
Sayville is
Islip?
having a meeting as we speak also.
Right, my question is, just town of Islip, or, do you know what I'm saying? Like, is this something that they're bringing forth
I
for the
don't know the
entire-
answer to the
Well,
town
maybe
of
Bob
Islip.
does.
Yeah,
That's all.
so I became aware of this on Friday. Newsday published an article that 4 towns, town of Brookhaven, town of Islip, town of Huntington, I can't recall the fourth town, had meetings last week to approve their resolutions for the police officers
So you-
killed. So late Friday afternoon, I read this article. I contacted the town of Islip, the assessor's office. I was not able to speak to anyone. And then today, Dr. Senamore and I spoke earlier, and I made another phone call to the town. So that's the first time I was made aware of anything about this.
But everybody else was aware of it last week, because.
Who's
we had-
everybody else?
The name, the ones you named, Brookhaven.
The
Islip.
towns, yeah, apparently, according to Newsday, yes.
Okay,
Not town of Islip.
No, town of Islip, they were one of the 4 mentioned. Did I not say that? I'm sorry
It's
if I
the
didn't say that.
town that knew, but not the districts, not
Correct.
all districts
right,
knew.
and my
It
thing
was
is
in the
why?
town.
Why would that be? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why were we not notified if this stuff was coming out last week? And I'm not saying it's you, I'm saying,
Right.
where does the onus fall? Where we're sitting here having and I don't mind having the emergency meeting. My point is, for me to really fully grasp something, I don't want this to happen again. You see what I mean?
I think the town got it pretty late from the state, and they themselves, as I found out today, had a I don't know if the right word is emergency meeting for the town, but they just had a meeting last Tuesday, and I think the intent for the town of Islip was really for these exemptions to really take effect for the 27-28 school year. But there was this window of opportunity, very, very slight, with the first one on the spouses of police officers killed in the line of duty,
That we should have
to,
known.
to try to get it in. And I found out early today that Sable was doing a meeting. We got the memo this morning. Mr. Hauser and I have been in contact back and forth with the town, trying to understand timelines and things of that nature. So listen, in terms of, no one likes to have what feels like a rushed meeting on a tax exemption.
Right.
And so I thank the Board of Education for availing themselves. I think no matter how many people are impacted, I think the fact that we were able to do this for this particular exemption was the right thing to do, even though we don't have as much information as we normally like when we make decisions like this.
So just so you understand, my concern is not just this. It's in several different issues that have come to fruition with Town of Islip, notifying, not notifying, issues such as building. Okay, we received something, and then I heard crickets after that. Are they not notifying, giving us ample time to do things, such as when you're building, let's say on Locust, when you are utilizing the old golf course, things of that nature, okay? That meeting, they had another meeting, it was canceled, and then crickets. So are they remiss in how they're notifying us of things? Because if they had a meeting last Tuesday, we clearly should have known about this, okay? Because this does affect lives.
I just have one question, Mr. Hauser. For transparency for the community, if this resolution is adopted, any surviving spouses that do put in for this, I don't have the right words. I'm trying to find the words. Then the rest of the taxpayers have to absorb the difference in the taxes.
Yeah, I would say whatever tax burden that someone is exempt from, that tax burden then shifts to the remaining tax base, in this case, in the school district.
Hence my
Yes, that was a yes.
issue with this being beyond the 11th hour when they knew on Tuesday. You see what I'm saying? Clearly not saying it's the administration's issue. I'm saying something is wrong when that occurs.
Does anybody else have any questions for Mr. Hauser on Resolution 471?
Yeah, do we have an estimated number of people this would affect?
We do not.
See, that, again, is another issue, adopting anything. Not that I don't want to do this, I do. Not the point. The point is, when you do this, we don't have a number, okay? And a number, I think, it behooves us to have some idea, even if it's a guesstimate.
I agree, it's always good to have that number. My hope, is, God willing, we have no one, because you don't want this to happen where somebody loses their spouse in the line of duty. So I would pray and hope that nobody would actually take advantage of this because of that reason, because nothing can, take the place of your lost spouse. So I know it's very hard, and it's hard to figure out because
Some of these exemptions have been that the spouse remains unmarried. However, speaking to Ms. Danziger from the town, I believe the second one, which was the firefighter and the ambulance worker, that one has been amended to include the spouse even if they remarry. So each one of these seems to be different, and we would have to get all those specifics.
So my question is, how do we legitimately vote on something when half of our answers aren't here? And it's not that I don't want to do this. Again, let me preface, this is something I lean towards strongly. Yet, I believe to be fiscally responsible, we need these answers. Am I wrong?
I think we all agree. It's very unfortunate that we don't have all this information and that we have no choice but to vote tonight. And I don't, I think everybody here agrees with you and understands, and we're hoping that in the future we'll be able to have ample time to review, ask our questions, and, get more answers. But just tonight, we're not going to have that.
Okay, so if no one has any other questions, I'm going to call for a motion and a second to approve property tax law resolution 471.
Motion.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain.
Same. And I'm a yes.
And if I could just clarify, are we approving the exemption up to the maximum, the 50%?
What is the other alternative?
Yeah, what is,
0 to 50% is the range.
Right, so that would be no or yes, wouldn't it?
well, I think you could 25%, you could do 30%.
The town did 50%.
So 0 or 50, those are our options?
The range.
Oh.
So the town is saying 50, are we gonna match the town as the district?
Yes, I'm
Are we
okay
gonna
with
match the
that.
town as a district or, right, I'm good with matching the town
I'm good with
also.
matching the town.
I am too.
I want to be on record as stating I don't think we can do this without having numbers, without having answers as to whether they are, then whether it's null and void if they remarry. These are very, very pertinent questions to this. I want to do this. I want to give an answer. I don't think I can with this lack of information. And the fact that the town knew last Tuesday, we could have had all of these answers.
I definitely respect that. You're an abstention, right, Ms. Parisi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect that too, but I have to agree with, Jackie, that I'm hoping there's no one
Yeah.
because of how,
Can't
you know,
hope.
sad
I
that is.
think the numbers are hopefully very, very low, but we don't have exact numbers. It's the
But
honest
understand, where I'm coming
I
from with this too is
100% get-
9/11, we still have people affected and passing away from that. Is that also an issue? Or is this just
answer. I believe this is just for line of duty.
line of duty?
Correct.
But that constitutes
No,
line
I
of duty
think,
for a
I
lot
think
of
there
them.
is a chance about the 9/11 illnesses.
That's my point, that constitutes and has constituted line of duty. And I want to give this exemption. I simply don't have any answers.
Okay. So can I actually call for a motion and a second to table Resolution 466A, surviving spouses of volunteer firefighters and volunteer ambulance workers due to the need for a public hearing?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll be an aye if we get all the answers again. Same answers to the same questions for this. I
Yes,
think
we're-
it behooves
we're-
us to have that.
100%, we're just tabling that one. And can I get a motion and a second to table Resolution 467, expanded exemptions for senior citizens, to seek more information from the town?
Motion.
Second.
Question, this won't affect in any way what we've already voted for that, yes?
Correct.
Okay.
This is for the
Okay.
extended expansion.
Gotcha.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And can I call for a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.